Hey, everybody, come on in. Who's curious about VA school and wondering if it's the next step for you? I see a bunch of you are already here. Come on in. I know we have a little bit of a delay, but let me know that you're here so I can see Wendy is here and Crystal is here and Erin is here. So let me know who's here and where you're coming in from, because tonight I'm going to give you an exclusive behind the scenes look at the VA school experience. So not just what's inside the course, but how it can help you build a virtual assistant business that supports the life you actually want. Okay. And this isn't just about modules and checklists. It's about mentorship. It's about support. It's about a proven path. And it's about a coach, me, who's walking it right alongside you. Good. So Christy has joined us, and Robin and Donna and Jane. Hello. So we've got people from Georgia and Louisville and Kansas City. That's terrific. That's terrific. So come on in. So here's what we're going to do tonight. All right. So here's the first thing. Ask your questions. Okay. Ask your questions. It's open book time. I'll show you whatever you want to see. Don't be shy. Just because whatever I'm going to show you, maybe your question didn't occur to me. Okay, so just let me know. So Callan is here. Hello. Good, good, good. All right, so I'm going to give you, we're going to go over, we're going to do a little mindset work, and then I'm going to walk you through our member-only portal so you can see how it's structured. I'm going to give you a look at the step-by-step trainings. I'm going to give you an overview of some of the tools that you'll have, a peek at the templates, and we're going to talk about how VA School stands apart by offering real-time support. So it's live teaching, it's mentorship. It's not just videos and a bunch of emails, okay? And then we're gonna do Q&A. The Q&A, let's do Q&A throughout. We can have it at the end too, but while I'm in something, that's probably the best time to ask. And we do have a little lag, so if I have moved on, don't be shy, all right? Hello, Kathy, come on in. Good, good. All right. So here's the whole thing. I want you to be able to make a decision of if this is your next step. Okay. So I'm not tied to the outcome. Of course, I want you to come because you're here and I've gotten to know some of you a little bit. And I think this is the smartest way to make money working from home. I mean, I've been doing it forever. I've been teaching people to do it forever. I can see the path. Absolutely. And it's up to you. Right? It's up to you to decide. But what I want to do is make sure I answer all your questions so you have a clear yes or no. Clear yes or no is so powerful. All right. It's so powerful. So tell me, before we jump in, what's your biggest question about VA school tonight? Like, what is your biggest question so I can make sure that we can at least start out with those in mind. And we'll wait for a minute for you guys to think about it, because I know that you're here for a reason, right? You've got things to do. It's 5 o'clock on Monday night where I live, and you have things in your life. And so you're here for a reason and you have a question. Tracy says, hello, 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 hello. Yeah. So what are your questions? And I'm gonna keep going, but please put that in the chat. Okay. Please put that in the chat. Now, oh, all right. What's the upfront investment? Okay, I will go into that, absolutely, Callan. And if you want, you can also go over to thevaschool.com, and it's all spelled out there. I am going to show you a slide. I am going to go into that. Absolutely, good. What VA task skills are taught? All right, good. I'll answer that as well. Okay, good, good. All right, so keep those questions coming. That will help me figure out exactly which direction to go. Okay, okay. So before we dive in, I want to be really honest about who this works for and who it doesn't work for. Okay. And looking at this slide, I want you to think about, where do you see yourself? So let me make an adjustment here so you can see this. Okay. Where do you see yourself? All right. So we've got the daydreamer. Okay. The daydreamer says to themselves, someday maybe this would be nice. Yeah, wouldn't it be nice? It might be nice, right? And then we've got the dabbler. You know, a lot of talk, not much action, no real traction, right? They're just kind of, you know, thinking about it. And then the toe dipper, right? The toe dipper tried a course that wasn't a good fit, felt discouraged, and said, this isn't for me, right? This isn't for me. And then we've got the do-it-yourselfer, right? The do-it-yourselfer binge watches YouTube, right? burns out without results, right? And they try to piece each thing together. They try to piece it all together. And then we've got the professional who got serious, found the right mentor, found the right course, builds a successful business. Okay. Builds a successful business. And so, which category resonates most with you right now? Which category resignate? We all want to resign, right? Resonates with you. Yeah, good, good. So Crystal's asking the question, as a Canadian, do I need to register my VA business with the IRS? No. No. Now that's like a blanket no. If you have interest in the US or you own land, or I don't know, I'm not a tax advisor, but as a Canadian doing business in Canada, even with US clients, no, you do not need to register with the IRS. Okay, so Donna's the dabbler. Okay, how does that feel? Like, I know when I dabble, I get to a point where I kind of get sick of myself. Like, okay, how much longer am I going to do this? The dabbler. Christy's the professional. Okay, good for you. All right, you're welcome, Crystal. Yeah, okay. And Wendy says the daydreamer because I have so many other daunting things going on. I get that, Wendy. I totally get that. Because keep in mind, when I started my VA business, I was getting divorced. I had 6 banker's boxes of papers filled with, taxes and all the things for the IRS. I was becoming a single mom, all the things. But here's what I found, and this is not to be judgmental in any way. Life is always intense. Life is always intense. And so when we want to do something extraordinary, like start a business, we do have to move through whatever it is. We do have to move through whatever it is. And I find that I'm able to do that by really prioritizing what's important to me. Right? Really prioritizing. Yeah. Yeah. Good. So Carrie says, toe dipper, I've spent so much money on courses that didn't help. All right. Well, I hope that's over for you. That sounds terrible. Denise, okay. All right. The chat jumped up. So Tanya says, the do-it-yourselfer. Yep. How is that going? Denise says, hello from Oklahoma, the professional. Awesome. And Callan's the daydreamer. And I'd love to hear how it's going, right? We've all been in these different phases. Tracy's the daydreamer. Yeah. Carrie is the toe dipper. I read some of these already. All right. And Erin is the DIYer. The DIYer. What usually happens for me is I try to do it myself and then I realize I can't. And then I turn into the professional. That's my thing first. I'm like, I don't really daydream or dabble. More what I do is I dive in like, okay, I'm going to slay this. I'm going to do this. And then depending on what it is, I realize, oh, I have no idea how to do that. And then I end up becoming the professional. And Crystal is a combination of the toe dipper and the DIY, right? And Robin says, I find the most successful in whatever I want to do, top salesperson, et cetera, and find what works. Yeah, that's actually how I got married to Greg. I found someone who knew what they were talking about. They were at the top of their field, and I took their courses. I started to follow them, and I got really clear. Get really clear what I wanted in a husband, and went for it. And Kathy says, daydreamer, but pushing to be the professional. Good. Toe dipper and daydreamer. All right. Yes. Tanya wants to work on becoming the professional. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it just all depends on where you are in your journey and your life. Things happen. It's interesting because someone from my high school graduating class passed away, and I didn't know him. But I do. The reason I bring this up is I was in town, my high school town this weekend, and one of my friends was there for the funeral. And she was talking about how she and her husband are no longer there, where they're not in the future anymore. They're not in the future. They're now, and that they're pushing the buttons. Like, we're doing this now, and it's kind of like what Greg and I did. He kept saying, in 5 years, in 5 years, in 5 years. And for a while we would have a home, and I was going along with it for a while. And then he turned 63 and some little bell rang off in my head. And I was like, we're waiting till we're 68 to buy a house. Like, what are you talking about? How are we going to do that? And all of a sudden it became clear to him, and we're going to do an exercise together in a couple of minutes, but that's the thing. You have to think about, when are you putting it off? One of my closest friends, she's been talking about writing a book. Well, I've known her for 25 years. She talks about it. She calls herself a writer, and she hasn't written her book. She's 68, which is not dead, right? It's not dead. It's not even close, hopefully. But like, what is she waiting for? What are we waiting for? And moving into this house has been a lot of that for me. We planted an orchard. We're, reconstructing a barn. We're, renovating a bedroom. For me, it's just like, let's just dive in and, go get it. Right. Now, the truth is that VA school works for people in any of these categories, as long as you're ready to move to the professional level, right? As long as you're ready. And I want to show you some proof of real students with their stories. And I'm going to ask you to tell me who you most resonate with. Okay, which story? So it looks like we have some people who want to become professionals. That's good. That's good. Okay. All right. So Carrie was a homeschooling mom in rural Iowa, never worked full-time outside the home. She thought her location would make it impossible, right? And today she consistently earns $5,000 a month, working 12 to 15 hours a week. And the key trait that Carrie had was she was willing to take action even when she wasn't ready. And it's continued to pay off for her. Carrie's mother-in-law is getting transferred to a different kind of care. There's a lot of things going on right now. And Carrie can step in because she can manage the 12 to 15 hours of work, still create $50,000 of money a year and have that flexibility. And it's been huge for her. And you can check out Carrie at allinorderwithcarrie.com. Check out her website. This is Angela. She had been a VA for 2 years, but she was stuck billing less than 20 hours a month. I don't know if any of you were there, and so she wasn't really dabbling, but she wasn't like going next level, right? And she was frustrated. She was ready to give up. And within 3 months of joining VA school, she had 3 new clients and she doubled her billing. And 1 year later, 11 clients and 25 hours a week. So from 20 hours a month, which is like what is that, 5 hours a week? That's no money at all, right? 1 year later, she's billing 25 hours a week. And the key trait that Angela had was that she was willing to admit that her current approach wasn't working, right? Her current approach wasn't working and she wanted to take it next level. And then, and you can learn about her at muchadova.com. And then Leanne, she was a 10-year veteran. So she was earning $60,000 a year. And she had 23 clients. She was billing $35 an hour. From the outside, like for someone who has a part-time job who's making, $25 an hour, $35 an hour sounds like a lot of money, right? But she was worked, and she felt very undervalued. And today she charges $80 an hour. And she works with fewer clients. And in 2024, she crossed over the 6-figure line and she made $104,000 in 2024. And her key trait was that she was really willing to step into her worth and run her business like a CEO, right? Run her business like a CEO. So which one of these 3 do you resonate with? Like, where are you in your journey? So there's Carrie, and then there's Angela, and then there's Leanne. And Leanne's website is leanneburnett.com. leanneburnett.com. Yeah, so tell me in the chat. Now, this is who VA school is not for. People looking for a get-rich-quick scheme. We had that map of, you are here and you want to be here, and there's the Etsy store and the part-time job and the, go back, all the things, the Meteor mindset, field. And this is not, and neither are those, but this is not get rich quick, right? This is not, make $100,000 in 10 minutes. It doesn't work like that. It's also not for people who won't implement what they learn. If you go, you can go all the way through VA school. You can watch every video. You can watch every module. You can download every worksheet. And if you don't do the work, it won't work, right? So it's important to implement what you learn. It's not for people who are expecting success without effort. You definitely have to put time in. And it's not for people who are not willing to invest in their future, right? People who are not willing to invest in their future. So which success story resonates the most with you guys? Let me know in the chat, okay? Now, I want to tell you a story that might sound familiar. This happened to me. So last month, I got an email from Jennifer in Michigan, and she wrote to me, Belinda, I've been looking for remote work for over a year. I keep seeing the same job posted over and over. They either want me to come into the office just a few days a week, or when I do get interviews, I'm sorry. So let me just tell you what I'm doing right here. Okay. So it doesn't seem like I'm space shot. So we are having these sessions called grad chats. Have you guys heard about grad chat? Tell me in the chat. Did you hear about grad chats? All right. Well, the way we're in like beta, it's our first time to do it. And everybody's sharing the same Zoom room, not at the same time, but I'm the point of contact. So if someone texts me or what's called Voxers me for the access code, they have no idea that I'm with you right now. I just have to check and make sure that they're not hanging out. Because when you guys, and I hope you do, if you decide to meet with the grad and chat, I want to make sure that you can get in. Yeah, Robin says, great idea. Thank you for that grad chat. Yeah. I'm excited about it. I'm really excited about it. Very helpful. Did you have a grad chat, Robin? Did you have one today? Because I know we had 2 scheduled for today, and there's about 6 more scheduled for tomorrow. And I'm thrilled. And when I asked the people when I asked the grads to do it, they were so excited. Yeah. Oh, good. So Denise says, Angela, grad chat, and I spoke earlier today. She's awesome and was very helpful. Oh, good. Yeah. So this is Angela who Denise spoke with. Yeah. And Robin. Okay, good. Who did you meet with, Robin? I think you met with Carrie, didn't you? And, or no, maybe you met with Cindy. And Tanya says mine is scheduled for tomorrow. Good. Yeah, Angela, they're all amazing. They're all amazing. Okay, good. So, all right. So here's what I was saying. So, Jennifer's in Michigan. She's looking for remote work. She goes to the interview, immediately they're like, well, it's part remote, it's part come to the office. The pay is low. She's saying, I'm barely going to break even on childcare costs. And I'm starting to wonder if working from home is a myth, right? Have any of you ever been in that space, And I know Greg, my husband, just recently got a job, and a lot of them said remote, and then you find out it's remote on a couple of days, right? But you still have to get in the car. And so I know when it really hit me, because when I was 50, I had a similar situation. So I couldn't get a job. I couldn't believe it, but I couldn't get a job. Before I started my online business, Blueberry Babies, so I started that when I was 40. In my 20s and 30s, I could get a job in like a minute. I'd call the recruiter. I'd say, I'm done here. Here's my updated resume. I want to make $20,000 more. And they were like, okay. And they sent me on interviews, and I would give my 2 weeks notice, and that was it. So I'm 50. I'm looking for a job. I can't get a job. I can't even get interviews. The recruiters are not even that interested. They're acting polite, but they're really not that interested. And I kind of couldn't believe it. And so I basically had 2 choices, right? I could keep playing the game that was rigged against me, right? Or create my own path. And that's when I started my business, Rocket Girl Solutions, my virtual assistant business in 2010. And it wasn't because I'd always dreamed of being an entrepreneur, but because there were no other options, and I wanted to be in control of my future. I didn't want some employer to decide my fate. And how many of you have felt that way? Like the job market rules have changed, and like nobody sent you the memo, right? And so that's what both Jennifer and I, learned, that the game has completely changed. And the old story went like this: submit your application, hope for callbacks, accept whatever they offer. But that story is broken, right? That story is broken because, it's like nobody talks about that when you are on those job boards, you're competing with dozens of people for a job that might only pay $40,000 an hour, with mandatory office days. And there's thousands of businesses looking for VAs, and they're willing to pay $50, $60, $75 an hour, truly working from home, right? But the difference is they're not posting these opportunities on job boards, right? They're not going through HR departments. They're looking for virtual assistants, and they need them now. So it's the location has shifted. Okay. Yeah. How do you do a grad chat? So that's a great question. So go to here. Let me get the URL. Let me get to the URL. Okay, hold on. So it's here we go. Here is how you do a grad chat. Hopefully this is going to go to all you guys. Yeah. Okay. So it's super simple and it's really cool, the technology. So all you do is you click on that link and you whoever's available I think we have 8 people that are doing grad chats. The people that are available, it matches when you want the chat with when you're available. You click, the calendar comes up and you put in your name and your email, and you will get an email from the person you've been assigned to with a Zoom link, and you just jump in, right? You just jump in. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and you guys don't be shy about the grad chats. They are so excited. They're so excited. Kathy says, I'm 60 and a widow. I voluntarily left my job to take care of personal things. Now I've had a hard time getting an interview. Forget about landing the job. I know. Yeah. Up until now, Wendy says, I haven't applied for a job outside my county school system since 2001. The game has changed considerably. I know. And it's interesting because what I noticed is that, so I have always been a generalist. I'm interested in lots of different things. I would have a job where I do a little HR, a little IT, a little this, a little that, and I was the one for all the random things, like let's build a conference center in the spare part of the building. I'm like, okay, I'm in, and that's what I did. However, when I started to look for a job when I was 50, they wanted very specific skills. Like, we want to hire someone who can stand on their left foot for 14 minutes while jumping up and down. And we would like them to have that experience for 10 years and still be interested in doing it for the next 50. Like, I'm exaggerating, but not really. I mean, that's what it felt like. I had successfully, been in corporate for 17 years and like nobody cared, right? Nobody cared. Yeah. Oh, good. Carrie just booked. Boom. Yeah. Don't be shy, guys. Don't be shy. In the school, do you teach where to go to get work other than letting your own friends and family or other contacts? That is how you do it. That is how you do it. So I teach you how to network. I teach you how to build your network in a not icky way, seriously not icky way. I do not do sales. I don't work the room. I don't do any of that. I don't convince people to hire me. But what happens is I do teach you very specifically how to do that in ways that are suited, if you're an introvert, like a lot of us, that are suited for introverts. So I will do that. But it's going to be, the thing that I want you to know, Tracy, is it's not going to be like your best friend where you're asking her every 10 minutes, do you know anyone that can hire me? It's not like that. It's a much broader reach. And one that most people with jobs, it doesn't even occur to them to do that. All right. So yes, absolutely. Michelle says, I'm 62 and my husband has been incapacitated at 81 from cancer treatment. I've been caretaker for my mom and now my husband, which makes it necessary to work from home. Yeah. See, that's what's going on with Carrie McWhirter. So she wasn't a full-time caregiver, but she was on call full-time for her mother-in-law. And so she took her to get her hair done and her nails and her whatever. I don't know if she got her nails done, but I know for sure Carrie used to take her to get her hair done. And she took her to all of her appointments. If like an emergency came up, it was Carrie's job in the family to do that. Now her mother-in-law moved into assisted care, and that's when Carrie's business really took off, because it was kind of a slow boil for a little bit. And then as soon as her mother-in-law moved in the home, she was like, boom. And that's when she just, it exploded. And now her mother-in-law is in a situation where she's moving into a higher level of care. And Carrie's there, I mean, she emailed me 2 days ago and said, because she's helping me with this whole process of helping you decide if you want to go to VA school. And she emailed me and she said, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to be available here and not there. And I'm like, no problem. We got it. But she needs that flexibility. And because she's a VA, she has it, she's in charge of her own time. So it works really well. Right. Good. All right. And Erin just booked her grad chat. Okay. Awesome, you guys. I love that. It was really fun to set up. So, so that's the thing. So you have to know that there are opportunities for you out there. You don't need to be reliant on headhunters, recruiters, job boards. In fact, I want you to stay far away from those. Okay. Is there one website, Facebook page, etc., that has everything? Seems like there's many places to get different information. Donna, can you say a little bit more about that? Like specifically, what information are you looking for? Because I want to give you a good answer. Okay, good. All right, now I want to tell you a story. And I've told the story before, but I love this story so much that I'm going to tell it to you again. Oh, good. And Tracy just booked a chat. You guys are rocking, right? Yeah. You're going to fall in love with these women. They're amazing. And I'm really excited because I'm trying to think who all the grad chatters are. With the exception of one of them, I'm going to see them all in person in 11 days. We're having a conference in Spartanburg, South Carolina, and all the people except one who has kids that just doesn't work. I'm going to see them in person on the 26th. So I'm pretty excited. All right. So, I want to tell you the story about the Luna bars. Okay. So, and the reason is that it's really important that we notice our growth. A lot of us, we get out of our comfort zone and we do something, we don't acknowledge it, and we just keep going. And by not acknowledging our growth, we continue to stay in this sort of unexcited place, and I guess that's the best way to explain it, just to sort of like, and so on and so on and so on. So all right, so here's the story. So my daughter and I were in Trader Joe's. It's a store, a grocery store. And there's a display of Luna bars, and Emily, she's little, she's like 10. She goes over, she grabs like 15 of them. And at the time I was managing cash very carefully. I just started my business, and I didn't have, so Luna bars are like $2.50 each. So she has 15. That's, what is that? $30, $45 or something like that. And I'm like, OMG, I can't invest $45 in Luna bars right now. So I said to her, oh my gosh, we're walking home. Let's just get a Luna bar for tomorrow. I'll make sure that you have plenty of Luna bars. And then fast forward, so years go by, and my business has taken off. I'm making 6 figures. I live with Greg. Emily and I live with Greg. And he goes to Costco. He buys a case of Luna bars, like 15. And I almost passed out. And I said, oh my God, I couldn't believe that he bought like $45 of Luna bars and put them in the kitchen. And so I fortunately did not say anything before I spoke. This, whole idea of hashtag stop talking that we've learned about in talking about our work. And I thought, hold on. And I realized that we could afford the Luna bars. We had the money for the Luna bars. And I really needed to acknowledge that for myself, that I had come from the place of buying Luna bars, 1 or 2 at a time, to being able to buy 15, to being able to buy 15. And realizing that growth. Now, if you were like to celebrate on a world stage, I can buy 15 Luna bars. People would be like, what are you talking about? But it's a big deal, guys. It was a really big deal for me. And then what happened is my favorite flavors I could not get reliably. And so I started to schedule Luna bars coming to my house, 45 of them at a time, every 45 days. And I felt like the queen of queens. Like here I am. I can afford to buy these Luna bars. They show up every 45 days. They're in the pantry. I have my 3 favorite flavors. And I am loving this. I am absolutely loving this. But so make sure you're acknowledging the things that happen. Okay. And Kathy just booked a chat. Good. Good. And that's even a big deal, right? Because you might have been hanging back like, oh, I don't want to bother anyone. Oh, I'm not going to ask any questions. Oh, fill in the blank, so like lean in, right? And you guys are, and book the chats, find out what this is about. Okay. So here's the thing. The Luna bar showed me something profound. It's not about the big milestones. It's about the little steps that we take that add up to a completely different life, right? Little steps. And what's your Luna bar moment? Like what small thing would you like to say yes to without thinking twice? What would you like to say yes to without thinking twice? So let me know. And Jay said, just booked my grad chat with Sandy Jackson tomorrow. So excited. Yeah, you'll love Sandy. Sandy lives in Massachusetts. I've met her in person too. Yeah, that's awesome. Good. Good. All right. So think about what your Luna bar, what your Luna bar moments are. They're not luxuries. They don't have to be someday dreams. They're the natural result of building a business where you control the income. Okay. And when I started my VA business, I had no idea I would end up making $100,000 a year. I knew that I needed enough to buy groceries without stress. And that's the magic of the VA business model. It scales, right? It scales. Yeah. Okay, good. Good. So Michelle says, going to visit my kids whenever I want. My goal right now is, I have several, but my why is that I want to be able to visit our children whenever we want. And when they say we're having a baby, I want to say, which crib do you want? Which stroller do you want? Right? I just want to be able to do that, and that's important to me. My life, I've made it simpler as I've gotten older. I've really made it simpler as I've gotten older. And that's really what it's about. That's what it's about. Good. All right. So, let me, so we're going to transition here, and I'm going to show you the school. All right. I want to take you on a journey. Yeah. Michelle says you're so right. Oh, good. And Donna, you guys are awesome. Booked with Tori. Tori's amazing. Okay. So let me tell you about Tori. Tori had been a VA for a little while when I met her. She had one client, and then he retired, and like she was blindsided. And she didn't want to tell people about her business. She was freaking out about networking, all the things. And we worked together, and we worked on it. And her business is in a place right now where her daughter finished college with no student debt. Now she got scholarships and stuff, but no loans. She had been ill for many years ago, or several years ago, I should say, and had a whole bunch of medical bills, paid them all off, and is now working on saving for retirement. And, it's amazing what you can do. It's amazing what you can do when you put your mind to it, right? Yeah, Tracy says, networking and getting all the legal stuff in order are my biggest fears. Okay, so Tracy, here's the deal. The legal stuff is not a big deal. It's not a big deal, I promise. And I'll give you an example. So, all right, I have a lot of PTSD from the IRS and the credit card companies and all the bills I wasn't paying and all of that messiness. Before I got into all that financial trouble, I used to sit down at my desk every Saturday morning like a good doobie, and I would pay my bills and I'd file them, and everything had a folder. So I wasn't like this disaster my whole life, that I just was in a spot where stuff stopped working. And hold on, you guys. My husband, yes. Okay. So I'll tell you a story later. In a class, he is at Tractor Supply right now trying to get supplies that we need for our little chipperdoodles. And he's just asking a question. So, all right. So where was I? Oh no. Hold on. You guys help me. uh, Hold on. Oh, right. The legal stuff. Okay. So all this PTSD about paperwork. So Greg stood next to me. He's an accountant, CPA. And I filled out all the LLC paperwork and I knew all the answers. It was no problem. I just did it. And then the EIN, if you're in the US, it took 5 minutes. And then you just call City Hall and say, hi, I have a business. What do you need me to do? And they'll tell you. You get a business bank account, like the whole thing, all in, I don't know, hour and a half. I'm not kidding. Not kidding. And then in terms of the networking, I'll teach you how to do that. I'll teach you how step by step. I haven't told anyone about this yet, but oh, hold on. He's sending me chick grit. Yes. All right. So we've got the regular grit and the chick grit. Okay. Good. All right. So he's going to Trader Joe's. Let me know if you need anything else. Maybe I should tell him to get some Luna bars. So the networking stuff I'll teach you. We're going to have a something I'm going to tell you about this week. It's called the Client Attraction Challenge. It's a 3-week bonus session where we're going to specifically learn how to network. And I'm going to teach you step by step. It's on top of VA School. It's free. It comes with it. And I'll teach you how to do that. So those are things that I can help you get through. Absolutely. Yeah. And, you're meeting with Tori. So ask her about that because ask her about that because she was like really not having the networking thing. She was like, I remember she was so afraid. What was she saying to me? She needed to present herself in a certain way. Her husband's a pastor in a very small town, and everybody knows her, and she was just really worried about it. She was just really worried about it. Yeah. So Robin, do you have a proven fast track system in place? Can you say more about what you mean? I'm happy to answer that question, but I just need a little bit more. So maybe, say a little bit more, and I'll answer that. Okay. All right. So I want you to close your eyes for a moment. All right. Play with me here. I want you to close your eyes for a moment. And I want you to imagine it's Monday morning, exactly 1 year from now. Okay. You wake up naturally, no alarm clock. You pour your coffee, tea, whatever you drink, you check your phone, and there's some messages waiting for you. Okay. So the first one says, hi, first name, the presentation you created helped us land a $50,000 client. I can't thank you enough. You're like, okay. All right. Message number 2. Are you taking new clients next month? My colleague needs someone exactly like you. I have had that text message and that email and phone call so many times. All right. And then you imagine a year from now, message number 3. Thank you for organizing my business. I honestly don't know what I would do without you. Right? Absolutely. You smile, you put your phone down. Today, you're going to work from 10 to 2 because your child has a school play and you never miss any of those. And it's at 3 o'clock. And so at 10 a.m., you open your laptop. Your client in California needs help with their, with a project they're working on. You spend 2 hours creating something that would have taken them all week to figure out. And for those 2 hours, they're going to pay you $150, right? You save them hours and hours and hours. At 2 o'clock, you close your laptop. You've already earned more today than you used to make in an entire day at your old job. At 3 o'clock, you're sitting in the front row of your child's play and your phone is on silent. Not because your boss demands it, but because you choose it, right? Because you choose it. And in the chat, how real did that feel to you? Imagine your own scenario. Like, how real does that feel to you? And now I want you to think bigger because here's what happened to Leanne. So here she is. She's charging $35 an hour. And today she's charging $80 an hour and she crossed $100,000. Now, what would that mean for your family to make $100,000? What would that mean? For me, pay off my credit cards, buy a house, right? Maybe for you, it's take a dream vacation, support your parents, give your kids opportunities that you never had or have always wanted for them. And if money wasn't an issue, what would you do differently? Really think about that. Really think about that. Yeah. And Donna says it feels like a dream. I know. And so here, I've shared this with you, but this says April 2024, living in our new home. And I had that on my computer right next to my desk for a couple of years. And when I wrote it, I thought, that is fantasy. It's a fantasy. Why am I even writing it? I'm a fool. Why am I being foolish? Greg didn't even know about it. He didn't even know about it. I told him after we bought the house, I'm like, look, maybe it was destiny, or it was planned. Yeah, I see this. So pay all my debts to companies and family and be able to buy Christmas gifts again. I hear you. That is one of my biggest joys, I have to say, to have my daughter. Oh, I gotta find out what happened to her yesterday. I saw her yesterday. We were at a family wedding in Connecticut. I need to check in with her because she wanted to go to this nursery in Connecticut that I totally love. And I couldn't go with her for a number of reasons, but we'll do it again. And it was going to be a 5 hours in the car going the wrong way, towards my house, not toward my house. And I said to her, buy what you want, I'm on me, have a party, and to be able to say that and not be able to think, and I won't buy groceries or I won't pay this bill or, fill in the blank. It was like, go have some fun. Here's $100, it feels amazing. It feels amazing. Yeah. Good. And Kathy says, networking is what I will need help with the most. You're not alone. I quit a job because they promoted me to be in charge of networking for my company. I quit. But it's not icky. It doesn't have to be icky. I promise. I'll teach you a way that's manageable. It's actually even can be enjoyable. You have to shift your mindset, right? You have to shift your mindset because you're not walking in a room asking people to give you money. Like that's not what's happening. You're actually there as an entrepreneur with other entrepreneurs. You belong there. And I'll teach you all about that. Okay. Yeah. And Michelle says networking is hard for me. I know you're not alone. So we're just going to do it together. Okay. We'll just do it together. Yeah. All right. So yeah, Denise needs help with networking too. Yeah, I got you. I was just talking to, so after VA school, if you want to stay in the community, you can. There's something called the VA School Momentum Builders. It's a membership. And I just had a Q&A meeting with them. I think it was at 3:00 today. And we were talking about that. People struggle with it, and it's not one and done. And that's why VA school is 9 months. It's not because you need 9 months to start a business. It's because there's all this stuff to get through, and you need the support. And so let's just do it. Let's just do it. Yeah. And Michelle says, I'd love not having to worry about paying bills and be in charge of financial decisions. I have to tell you, Michelle, this is maybe going to sound crazy, but I actually like paying my bills. I like paying them. I have a whole thing I go through where I'm like, I'm paying the electric bill. It's $186. I'm paying it in full. I'm paying it the day before it's due because I used to pay the bills right on the moment, like they were turning the power off. And I don't do that, but I have a whole thing, this whole mindset shift. When we moved into this house, there were two things we decided to buy. Some new windows and a water system, and they were expensive. And we did the 0% financing thing and paid it off in a year. And I just paid the windows off the other day. I must have spent 15 minutes going like this. I texted my husband, like, the windows are paid off. We paid the last payment. Oh yeah. And it's very cool to be able to do that. And it didn't used to be that way. Yeah. Do you have a support group for after the 9 months? Yes, 100%. Yes, and you might have typed that while I was talking. It's called VA School Momentum Builder. So it continues. You can continue as long as you want. There have been people who have been in Momentum Builders since it started in 2020. We launched that the end of April, early May 2020. So yes, absolutely. Yeah, I like to joke and say I'm not kicking you off the school bus. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's check out the class. Okay. All right. So let me see, where am I in my notes? Good. Okay. So Here we go. Okay. Oh, good. Okay, good. Michelle just scheduled a chat with Cindy tomorrow. So excited. Yeah. So when I met Cindy, she's in her 40s. She was working in a deli. She says that in her video. There was a video of her during the launch pad, and I remember. I talked to her before she joined VA school. She wanted to have a chat, and she's like, I'm working in a deli. I have 2 kids. What am I doing? And she loved it. It was fun. But she's working part-time from home now. She's taking care of her kids, and she's starting to save for a house. She's starting to save for a house. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Um, Yeah. So Wendy says after mom got out of a failed marriage and poverty, she said she enjoyed paying bills and grocery shopping because she had the money. Yeah, that's exactly what it feels like for me. And I used to just, every time my husband, his whole thing is if some is good, more is better. And I used to live in an apartment where we could fit 4 rolls of toilet paper under the sink and there was no storage. So, and he had 4 kids. And so he would have these huge, he would buy these jumbo rolls of things. And anyway, so so he would buy, all of this stuff and I would freak out. And now when we go to Walmart, I'm like, he looks at me like, are you going to panic? I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. And I am good. Okay. I am good. But yeah, it did take a little while. Okay. So now let me do this. All right. And I'm going to show you, all right. I'm going to show you what's next. Okay, good. So this is VA School. Now there are 10 modules here, and you can see right here. So there's a roadmap right here that shows you all the modules and how to work through them. We have something here called VA lingo. There's a lot of language that gets flying around, like affiliate marketing, algorithms, autoresponder, B2B, B2C, CTA, all the things. So we went through and we have definitions for you so you can feel confident in this. There's a mobile app that you can download so you can take VA School wherever you go. And this is actually a video of me installing it. The links for the apps are right here for you. There's a content index. So all of the different videos are here. So you don't have to, it's just a duplicate way. You can look here as well, but it's just a place where you can download the PDF and you can check it off if you want. We have focus sheets here so that you can plan your day and your week. We have sheets for that. Okay. Here is all about laying the groundwork. I'll show you the calendar in a minute. How to create an email signature. Here's your jumpstart. See, these are the business things you need to do right away when you get started. And I want to play a video for you here. I want to just give you an idea of how this works. I picked the one I want, and now I need to find it. I think it's right here. Oh, no, here it is. Okay, but I already started it, so hold on. Let me rewind it here. Okay. All right. So this. Let me stop. I want to make sure. Can you guys hold on? I want to add this. I think it's going to play the sound, but let me know if it doesn't. We'll figure it out. Okay. So I just want to show you what the videos are like. All right. So this one is about discovery calls. So can you guys not hear this? Hold on. If you can't, it sounds like Denise can't. Okay, hold on. I want you to be able to hear it. So no volume. Okay. Okay, hold on a second. All right, let me try this again. All right. Okay, it's also share tab audio. Okay. Oh, hold on. Okay, here we go. Okay, sorry guys. Thank you. All right, thanks for telling me. Okay, so all right, so let's do this. I'm going to rewind it and we'll start again. All right, tell me again if this works. There's a lot of worry about having discovery calls. You're probably wondering, am I going to have to sell myself? How will I talk about what I can do? What if they ask me questions and I don't know the answers? A lot of what ifs, right? So in this video, I'm going to walk you through step by step how to handle your discovery calls like a champ. Let's start with the definition of a discovery call, also known as a 30-minute free consultation. A discovery call is a free 30-minute conversation, usually on Zoom or the phone, to find out if a prospective client is a good fit for you. Notice that I said a good fit for you. Discovery calls are not sales calls. They're for discovery. They're also not sales conversations. This is not a time to try to convince someone to hire you. This is simply a conversation to find out if you want to work with this person, if you want to do the kind of work they want help with, and if there is enough time in your schedule to accommodate the work. And the good news is that when you think about it that way, it removes a lot of pressure. So stick with me. First, let's talk about the logistics about how discovery calls are set up. This can happen a few ways. The first one is that you receive an email referral introduction. For example, you receive an email from Nick that says, "Hi, Belinda. I want to introduce you to Cindy. Cindy is looking for a virtual assistant, and I immediately thought of you. I'll leave it to you two to take it from here." And if you receive an email like that, here's what I suggest. Hit reply all to the email and say, "Thank you to Nick." And then, "Hello, Cindy. I would be happy to speak with you about working together. You can grab some time on my calendar here." And then you'd provide a link to your calendar scheduling software, or email me some times that work for you. I look forward to connecting. Best, Belinda. Now, if you don't have calendar software, that's completely fine. I didn't have it for years. In that case, I would suggest offering 2 to 3 times that you have available on your calendar. Okay, guys, I'm going to hit pause. If you want me to keep going, I can, but I just want to make sure that I just want to make sure that you have an understanding of what the course is like. So all of these videos, I sat down and I wrote a script. And the reason I wrote a script is that I didn't want to be blathering on, on and on endlessly. You'll also see that you can have the audio right here. And up here, you can download a transcript. I had all of the transcripts professionally edited. They're beautifully formatted by a graduate of VA school. There's also a discovery call guide right here in the download section. So everything that you need is right here. And this is just one example of all of the videos that are here. So let me know. So let me know if you have any questions. So like I said, I'm happy to show you anything. So pricing and money. What happens when your pricing isn't clear, how to decide how much money to earn, when flat rate makes sense. This is all about marketing yourself and getting clients, website essentials. I'm going to talk about the bonuses in a minute. We've added some bonuses that were not part of VA school until this time. And then some of you were asking about, some of you were asking about skills. So here's how that works. It's very difficult to just go learn a bunch of skills, right? It's just hard because if you don't have a practical application for them, it's hard to understand how it all works. So what I suggest my students do is set your own business up, and you're going to learn a lot of the skills that your clients are going to need. So for example, and this is going to sound really funny because I think that you're going to be surprised what clients ask you to help them with. So, all right, for example, so here is digital file management. All right, so I explained to you how to organize your digital files so you can find anything in a minute, because you're going to need to find stuff quickly and not waste time. I know this because I wasted a lot of time fooling around, not being organized in my file management originally, right? So I teach that. Now, a client will come to you and say, my files are a mess. And you'll say, oh, I have a system for that. And then they'll pay you. Okay, same with, here's project management software overview. Right here, a lot of clients have paid me to set up their project management. Password management. It's really important that you have a password manager, because you're going to have all these client passwords all over the place, and you want to keep them safe and you want to be able to access them quickly. So I explained to you password management. Clients have paid me to set that up. Managing your email inbox. We'll have more about that. Oh, I didn't pull that up, but I will. We'll have more about that in a minute. I teach you how to manage your inbox. Clients will also want you to do that. So it's all of these skills, and then our bonuses are going to teach you skills as well. Okay, let me just scroll the chat, because I think there were 2 questions and I want to make sure that I answered them. I know that was one of them. And if yeah, okay. Oh, right. Okay. Okay, good. All right, I got the question. Okay, so this is VA School. There are templates right here. So here's a services page example. Here's a home office checklist. Let's go like this again. Okay, home office checklist, email announcement template. So that's when you want to tell everybody you know about your business. Here's the revenue calculator that you guys saw when we were it was last Thursday, to calculate your hourly rate. Here's a new client onboarding email template. This is what you send to clients when they hire you. Here's a section here all about commercial insurance. The sprinkling tracker, that is the spreadsheet. We have it both in Excel and in Excel and also in Google Sheets. And this is how I teach you how to track your networking. What's the word I want to use? Activity, right? Networking activity, so that you can be effective. And that's what that's all about. So the question Tanya has is this all self-paced? It is self-paced, and there's a live component too, and I'll talk about that in just a minute. And Donna says, do you always have access to all of this? Yes, you do. And the improvements, and there have been improvements that have been made. I guess additions would be a better way of putting it. So there are additions that have been made. Absolutely. All right. So that's here now. Before I switch off of VA School and into some other things, is there anything you want to see here? Any question you have about the course content? And you have access to everything I'm going to show you as soon as you purchase and enroll. Okay. Now let's see. Where am I going to go next? Okay, I didn't mean to go here, but that's okay. We're going to go back. Here, hold on. I got excited and I made a change. Let's just see if I can find it quickly. Okay. It looks like this because I am I'm the administrator, so I see everything. Okay, so let me just grab. All right, we'll just jump into this one. Okay, this is fine. December, yeah, okay. All right, so in addition to VA School, you have something called live session recordings. Your cohort for the 9 months, we're going to capture all of the live sessions that happen during your 9 months, and you'll have continued access to that, okay? So actually, I just want to show you, sorry guys, I'm just gonna have to click through a little bit to find the one that I thought that I had pulled up. Is it here? No, it's not. All right, I want to show you one that's current because I want to show you the, you can see we've offered, this is the 26th cohort of VA School. We've been doing this for a little while, June to March. Oh, this is good. Okay, I'll do this one. All right. So these are the people that just joined in June. So here's the VA School calendar right here. All of the events are here for the 9 months. Now things get added. We have guest speakers and things like that, but all the events are right here. And you just click this button, and no matter what kind of calendar you have, you subscribe and it downloads right into your own calendar. And in these events, you will see, like right here, you'll have the link will be right there. So you just click on your calendar and you click right to the link and it will take you right to the session. Okay, so that is the calendar. We also have something called the Getting to Know You questionnaire. This is really important to me. Everyone fills this out so I can learn about you. What describes your business? Give me a description. What solutions are you hoping to find? What made you join? What are the key features for you? What do you want to accomplish? All the things right here, all right? Because I really want to help you succeed. Then we have an orientation. Orientation will be, I can't remember the date, but it will be, so enrollment closes Thursday and then we'll start on Monday. We'll have an hour-long session where I explain where everything is, how it all works, all the things, all right? And then the recording will be right here. And then these are the study halls that have happened. Now, study halls happen 3 times a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at different times. And you can see some of the topics here. 4 ways to show off your services. Multitasking is dangerous. The power of stop talking. We learned a little bit about that. Charging by the hour. What to do when you feel overwhelmed. 5 ways to make your business look more professional. How to take a vacation. How to handle life's curveballs. How to request and publish a LinkedIn recommendation. How to minimize client mistakes. So all of these things are topics that we will cover live together. All right. And then we have different speakers that come. We have a guest speaker every month, and this is where all of the recordings go. So we had April Pertwee, one of my friends, came a couple of weeks ago, and her talk was turning conversations into clients. Here is Lisa Condon spoke about value-driven success, how to perfect your pricing. We had someone come and talk about productivity. Here was someone else, Adrienne Farrow. She talked all about Google Drive and how that works. All right. So that is your live session recordings. So any questions about that? Any wonderings? Okay. So I want to show you. The bonuses. So I'm going to scoot this over here for a minute, and then we're going to come back to the bonuses. Okay. Okay, so let me get rid of this. Okay, so there are several bonuses that come with VA School. These are standalone courses, and the reason that they come with VA School is I want to make sure that you have everything you need to get your business off the ground. The first bonus is called the debit card system. The debit card system is how I teach my students to get paid up front, okay? So you're not going to be invoicing. You're not going to be chasing money. So it eliminates one of the biggest headaches new VAs face: getting paid. All right. So your clients purchase your time in 5 or 10-hour chunks, and I teach you how to set the whole thing up. So back to the question about the skills. You will learn how to set up credit card processing. You will learn how to add this to your website or your LinkedIn profile, or set up the link. It's very detailed. I'll show you the class in just a minute, but this whole setup, all of the templates you need, all of the client communication is all right there. So that's the debit card system. The Done For You email newsletter system, it's very important to stay visible to your network. And so what I'm going to teach you to do is a newsletter that you produce once a month, very much like the newsletter that you got from me this morning, right? And I provide the template for you. I provide topics for you. And because I don't want you to get stalled by the writing, there are 12 fully written newsletters in this course for you that you can use right away. You don't have to change a word, or you can change all the words that you want. So that is available to you right away. And to the same point, it teaches you how to do email newsletters. Now, I probably made, out of the $1 million I made as a virtual assistant, I probably made $300,000 or more doing newsletters, copying and pasting information from a Word document into a template. Very simple, very simple. Yeah. So Donna, what's the question? Accounting, bookkeeping for my business. Are you asking if you need that or if you can provide it? And then template library. All the templates that I use, I just showed them to you. They're actually in VA School. Discovery call scripts, pricing guides, project handoff checklists, time tracking tools, revenue tracking tools, all the things. Live Facebook group support. I'll show you the live Facebook group. You'll get access to our private community. It's awesome. There's also something called the Rocket Girl Show Vault. It's a vault of short form videos. Well, not short form really. They're between 5 and 15 minutes, and they're all about, there's about 80 of them, all about topics, all about virtual assistants. And then you get unlimited VA School updates, because this is not just a moment in time. This is really all about staying current with the industry and giving you what you need over the years. Okay. Now we have a brand new bonus, and this is something called the Done For You Website in a Box. This is a course that we've had for about 4 years, and a couple hundred people have used this course. I teach you how to use WordPress. So you will learn how to set up your own website using the template that I provide for you here. We've been selling this consistently for $300 a year. I mean, $300, it's not a year, it's a one-time payment. And I just decided to roll it into VA School this time. And the reason I did that is because I want you to have the full in-the-box experience, like everything you need right here. You don't need to go anywhere else for any other education or any other products. It's all right here waiting for you. Now, this is a 4-module course. Like I said, it teaches you the basics of WordPress. It's not a WordPress course. It's how to set your website up using WordPress. I'm very practical like that. And then what happens is you'll have all the skills that you need to update your clients' websites, like updating pictures, adding new pages to the navigation, what's the word? Connecting them to their social media platforms, things like that. So all of the things that you would need, and the things that I did for my clients consistently with WordPress. Yeah, there are 5 color themes to choose from. You can there is some customization that you can do, but it comes with 200 icons. It's just the whole thing. It's just the whole thing. And if you look at some of the websites, like I'm trying to think of whose website I gave you guys. Did they use? Oh, Tori, renovate.com, WRENNOVATE, renovate.com. Tori Ren Eubanks. Her website is on Website in a Box. It's really beautifully done. My designer, Mark, designed it. Barry built the template. And this is the same kind of website that I charged my clients $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 for. So this is a beautifully done, I'm very proud of it, template. And so you guys get this whole course when you buy VA School. That's a big change. This is another big change. We've never done this before. Never done this before. You're going to get a VA Business Roadmap session. So every single person, in the past, we've done it as a bonus, like if you sign up the first day, but now we're going to do every single person who signs up for VA School gets a 30-minute strategy session with me in October. You'll get a link and you'll sign up for it. And we are going to walk through a series of questions, and we're going to map out your goals as a virtual assistant so that you can reach them, right? No ambiguity, like very clear. So we're going to we're going to have these sessions. And like I said, we've never done it specifically like this, and I'm very excited. The other thing that we rolled out last time we rolled VA School out is your first 30-day checklists. So the first week is foundation and orientation with specific tasks from your checklist like log into the course library, attend the orientation call, practice the referral formula, etc. Identify and start building your network is week 2. I'm asking you to join our Facebook community, use the referral formula and tell 5 people, start collecting email addresses, and then week 3 is, it continues. So I tell you to do module 3 and 4, download. I have a guide that you can download all about networking, start getting your feet wet, come to study hall, and so it goes on. So there are these 4-week checklists so that you can know with confidence, confidence what to do in your first 30 days. Yes, Tracy, if you go to, so Tracy's asking, will you have a replay of the session? I'm going to have to jump off soon. Yes, 100%. Oh my gosh, it's already 6:11. You guys are awesome. Yes, it'll be at the hub, vabusinesshub.com. Scroll down and you'll see it. It's also, we're streaming live on YouTube now, and it will be on YouTube. And we're also streaming in the pop-up group, the Launchpad, VA Business Launchpad pop-up group, and it will be pinned to the top. So you can see it instantly. You'll be able to see it instantly. Okay, good. Good. All right. So 30 days of checklists. And all right. I wanted to show you this first. Okay. All right. So these are some of the bonuses. And again, I'm happy to show you anything that you want. Okay. All right. So this is the Done For You website in a box. Let's go like this. So this shows you installing WordPress, installing your SSL certificate, downloading the theme. You do not have to have any technical experience. Most of the VAs who have in the past purchased this, you get this with VA School, have done this all by themselves. All right, updating your blog page, customizing the footer, creating user accounts, all the things. So this is website in a box right here. All right. This is the Done For You email newsletter system. So this is where I teach you what's the difference between a newsletter and a blog? What software should I use? What should I write about? I walk through the newsletter step by step and show you all the sections and explain why they're important. And then here you can see 12 Done For You email newsletter articles. There are 12 articles waiting right here for you, and then useful resources. This is the debit card system. This is where I teach you step by step how to set up your credit card processing. It's all here. And this is a brand new bonus. Also, if some of you want to learn skills, the skills are everywhere. The skills are everywhere, and they're practical, and they're you put them into action for your own business, so you have an example to show your clients. Very useful. So this is a course that's in process of being built right now, where I am committed to having lessons on 80% of what virtual assistants get paid for in the marketplace. And we talked about that during the Launchpad. Here's where you get started. There's a workbook and a welcome video. I just finished this calendar management. So if you want to offer calendar management, there's a skill to it. It's all right here. Why a client would hire you. I explain how Google Calendar works, how to find out what your clients want you to do, how to manage the calendar day to day, how to send a perfect calendar invite. There's templates here. And then there's a tracking sheet when you're managing lots and lots of meetings. And then we have another module here. These are short to the point videos all about email inbox management. And the next one I'm going to work on in October is going to be how to edit videos, So you will absolutely have this at your fingertips. All right. And it's called Indispensable VA Skills. Let's see. This is what VA School looks like. It looks very similar to, well, I guess some of you were in the VIP and we met. So each time we meet 3 times a week. On Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You don't have to attend live, or you can attend one session. Many students can't attend live. They have jobs and they're able to build successful businesses because you'll have the replay. So you can listen to them on your way to work, on your way home. And you can ask questions ahead of time if you're not able to be there, and I'll answer it on the recording. Okay, good. And then this is what the Facebook group looks like. Whoops, hold on, right here. Looks like it jumped. Okay, here's the Facebook group right here. And you can see we have something every Monday morning. It's called Chicken Chatter. You can see I'm wearing the same clothes I was wearing this morning when we did it. It's a 15-minute session for mindset to get us in the right place for the week every single Monday. So you can see that. There's a lot of chicken themed things here. Post your wins. We're having a session on the 24th. So all of you who joined VA School, you'll be invited to this. Thriving with TMI, too many ideas. So Wendy is going to come talk to us about that. We talk about study hall. We have community mixers. Some of you know about that. So lots of different things are going on in VA School right here. And then for some of you, you asked about the grad chat. And I put the link in the chat. I can do that again, but this is something important that I want you to know about. Okay, so basically, you come to this page. Let me see if I still have right here. You go to this page and you click a time that works for you. You'll be assigned to a VA School graduate, and you'll be able to have a session with them to answer your questions. Now, if any of you have I'll put this up right now. If any of you want to talk specifically to me, you can. I've offered that for all the years. We've decided to do it a little differently this time, but I'm absolutely 100% available. Just shoot me a text. Don't call me. I will not answer. I don't answer calls. I don't know who they are, because you know what happens when you do that. But just shoot me a text or shoot me a WhatsApp, same number, and we'll arrange a time to spend a few minutes together to talk about any concerns that you have about VA School. I want you to be really clear on your decision, okay? All right, so let's go over here with that. Okay, so any questions or comments before I move on? All right, so I want you to know that the window for building your VA business has never been better. Right. And right here, the number is right here, Tracy, 617-755-6010. Just shoot me a text. Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy to talk to you. I just, the reason I did this was because I signed up for a course and I was a little intimidated, and hopefully you guys don't feel intimidated, but I felt intimidated by the course, the creator, and I was nervous. And I didn't want to necessarily talk directly to him, but I wanted to get my questions answered. And he hosted something like this. I got on, I had 3 questions. The woman answered my questions. I signed up for the course. I was like, okay, great. Because we all have buts. Like, what about this? What about that? My situation's a little different. But I'm happy to jump on with you. Absolutely. Okay. Now, I'm not exaggerating. So many businesses, like thousands, millions of businesses, are actively looking for virtual help. The market is hungry for people who offer this type of service. The students who are succeeding today are the ones who decided to act when they got a chance. And I know some of you have been following me for a long time, and you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting. And I'm going to urge you, stop waiting, because we can get this going. If you're waiting and you haven't done it, I want you to ask yourself, why not? And it might be that you don't have what you need, right? I mean, there are things that I've wanted to do, and I just realized I don't have what I need. So get the help, because it's going to be so much more pleasurable to start making money right away than wait another 6 months and still be in the same place, okay? Your moment is really now. Your moment is now. So we're coming to the end of our time together, and thank you for staying late. I really appreciate it. And the truth is, you have a choice to make, right? You have a choice to make right now. You can go back to what you've been doing before. You can apply for jobs, you can compete with other people. You can stay in a job you hate, like fill in the blank. You can totally do that. So many people do. There's nothing wrong with that unless that's not what you want. And then the second option is you can step into the role of the owner of a virtual assistant business, and you can use the skills you already have to help businesses that desperately need you, right? While creating the freedom and the income that you want and deserve. Now, doors are open for 4 days. They're going to close Thursday night. This only happens a few times a year. I don't know when the next enrollment is. Lots of things are hinging on that. But I want you to know, if you've been waiting for a sign, this is it, right? If you're waiting for permission, I give it to you, right? I'm giving it to you. And there's never going to be a right time. There's just not going to be a right time. If you think about when you've done things in the past, right? It's very rare. So your Luna Bar moments are waiting for you. And I'd love for you to type in the chat that you're ready, right? You're ready to step into your future, okay? So Carrie says, I have a billing related question. Who do I send that to? Send it to me, Belinda at thevaconnection.com. I can put that up. Let's see, where is that? Right here. Just shoot me a quick email. And this is where you can sign up, thevaschool.com, right here. We already talked about this. I want you to know that there's a 7-day money back guarantee. If you go into VA school and you say, I do not like this, this is not for me, within 7 days, just shoot me an email. I'll give you your money back. No problem. I know some courses put you through the ringer. I'm not doing that. If you want to talk about it, we can. If you don't, that's fine too. So you get 7 days to try it out. Come, watch the lessons, come to study hall, download the templates, get the full experience. And if it's not a fit, you just request a refund. And there's really no risk. So if you're on the fence, try it out. Now there was a question about the price. So let me just make sure. Okay, so Christy's ready. Okay, Robin is ready. Good. Crystal is ready to step into the future. Okay. Yeah. Good, you guys. Jump in, and then you can stop thinking about it and you can start diving into all the juicy stuff. And there's some surprises for you too, some good surprises. It just gets a little overwhelming to go into all the benefits that are here. But I'm showing you the big picture, and then there's going to be more in your student portal that I think you're going to love. Okay. Good. All right, so you've got 2 ways to join us inside VA School. You can choose the pay in full option. You'll get the best value, plus you'll get a private 1-hour VIP strategy session with me. All right, Denise signed up, ready to go. Good for you. That's awesome. I can't wait. Okay, good. All right, so pay in full. You get a 1-hour strategy session with me, VIP, all the things. And if you go with the payment plan, it's just 9 payments of $197. Okay, 9 payments. Is that right? Yeah, 9 payments. Oh no. I'm sorry. 9 payments of $247. 9 payments of $247. Okay, and you'll get all of the bonuses, all the things right away. The roadmap session, the 30-minute roadmap session, will email you as it gets closer. And we will set up a time for you to meet with me in October, okay? And the exciting part is that we are always upgrading and adding to VA School, so you will get all of that as we go, okay? So thevaschool.com, enrollment is open until September 18th at midnight. One payment of $19.97 or 9 payments of $247, okay? Good. All right. So thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for believing that something better is possible for you, because it absolutely is. It absolutely is. Whether you join VA School or not, I want you to remember this. You have everything you need inside you right now to build the life you want. The only question is whether or not you're willing to lean into it. So you can join VA School right now. If you have questions, reply to any of my emails and I will personally respond. We've got sessions tomorrow. Look at your calendar. I sent out an email earlier today that has all the bonus sessions that are coming. We're also going to have 2 Zoom calls, one on Wednesday and one on Thursday at 7:00 p.m. where we'll be in Zoom together and I can talk to you. Okay, so just let me know. So you guys, your future is calling and everything you need is right here. So the question is, are you ready to jump in? All right, I'm here for it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take good care. Bye for now.